Hey, my name is Curtis Nations, here with Utah Barbecue Company at the pit stop, and we're going to be working on some wings today. I love a wing. I love them fried, grilled, any way I can get them. Easy to do, so we're just going to kind of walk through this. I just went in, I bought some. If you're lucky enough, usually I find a little grocery store around my house that I can buy the flats, and that's all I get because that's what I like. I don't like the drums. So today we have a combo pack. So we're just going to cut these guys open. And we're going to show you a few tricks that I do to kind of try and get that skin crispy, but this is it. I mean, we've got the flats, you've got the drums, the little leg section, so we're going to pull all those out. And I tried to find some that were whole so I could show how to trim them, but if you buy whole wings, they're going to come attached like this. And so you'll have those two pieces together. You just flip it over on the back. You can see a little joint right here. You just go right down that with your knife. Really easy to do if you haven't found some that are already done. So we're going to mix up our rub really quick first. And this is a big part of making wings to get a little bit crispier on the grill. We're going to take this fin and feather from Plowboy. It's got a lot of citrus in it, which I like with my chicken wings. And we're going to put a bunch in this bowl. And we're going to open that up so I can do it quicker. So we're just going to add a bunch of that to the bowl. I'd say we're going to do about half a cup of rub for these wings. Maybe a little more. There we go. And then what I like to do now is I'll take some cornstarch. We're just going to add maybe about 2 tablespoons. I don't ever measure anything, so we're just going to guess. That looks pretty good. And what this is going to do, that's going to pull some of that moisture out of the skin as it sits here for a minute. It's going to help get that rendered out and kind of crisp these guys up. And that's it. And we're just going to do the pile and stir method today. Nothing fancy. So we're going to open these all up. And if you take your wings real serious, a lot of guys will take a cookie sheet and a cooling rack and just pull these out of the package the night before they're going to cook them. Arrange them on that cooling rack over the cookie sheet and just let it sit in the fridge overnight. Again, that air is going to pull some of the moisture out of that skin, going to make it nice and crispy at the end, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't do it just because my wife doesn't like some raw chicken hanging out in her fridge around all her veggies or whatever else she eats. So we're just going to kind of spread that out. And then I'm just going to take my hand and put that in there. Make sure you get a lot of it. These guys really like some seasoning. And then, like I said, we're just going to take these and just start tossing them. This is one of the things I love about wings. They're just so easy. There's not much to it. They come out amazing. I like the Plowboys. It gives it a nice little red tint. It's got a lot of citrus flavor to it. And then you could set these, if you wanted to do this the night before, you could set these in the fridge overnight, in a baggie overnight, let them soak up some of that, kind of a dry brine I would call it. But today we're just going to throw these right on the grill. We're going to let them sit for about 20-30 minutes just to get some flavor into them, and then we're going to go from there. So we're just going to start stacking these guys over here now. And we should be good. When I cook my wings, I like to go a higher temp. We're going to start out at about 425, 450. If you try and go low to begin with, a lot of guys like to try and get some smoke flavor on there. If you go really too low, it's going to turn this skin to rubber. It needs that high heat to render it out. If you throw the low heat on it, if you did want them a little smokier and you're worried about it, I would take these guys, throw them on the grill at 450, get them up to about 150, 160 degrees internal temp, and then I'd turn the grill down to about 200, and then that way at the end you can soak up some of that smoke. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to add a little bit of that smoky flavor you're looking for without ruining the skin and making these all rubbery. Okay, and that should be good. We'll let those sit for about a half hour, then we're going to go throw them on the grill at 425. I think we'll go 450 today just to get a nice crisp on those guys. So that's it for now. So while we let these sit and kind of soak up some of that rub, get some of that moisture out of the skin, we're gonna go ahead and get our finishing sauce ready to go. What I like to do is I just like to take any kind of barbecue sauce. Today we're using the Blues Hog Raspberry Chipotle. It's got a little bit of heat, it's got a little bit of that sweetness in there. So we're just gonna go ahead and add maybe about, I'd say we're gonna do probably half the bottle. And then this is just, we're gonna toss this in after we're done making the wings. It's gonna be a great little glaze. I don't set it, I don't put them back on the grill. Just right at the end, we're gonna open that up and then kind of make a buffalo style, just cheap Louisiana hot sauce. I found that I've tried a bunch of different ones. My favorites have been any store brand generic Louisiana. You can use Tabasco, Crystal, anything you have. So I find I just like the cheap stuff. So I'd probably say I'm gonna do about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of hot sauce. I like it with a little bit of a kick. And then just a little bit of butter makes everything better. So we're gonna do about 1/2 stick, maybe even a little bit more today. And then you can throw, this is a little Dutch oven, you can just throw that right on the grill as you're cooking wings if you have space for it. If not, just throw it on the stove. We're gonna do a little bit more than half today. There we go. And that should get us there. So that's it. Now we're just gonna throw this either on the stove or on a grill, get it heated up, get that butter melted, and then we're just gonna, right after we pull these off, we're gonna toss them in it and they'll be good to eat. So we've got the grill set to 450. We're gonna use these mats. And what I like about these is as I load this up, when I go to pull these wings off, I'm not gonna flip them, I'm not gonna do anything to them. We're just gonna leave them right on the grill. So what I'm gonna do is just set them on this mat, then I can just pull the whole mat off instead of sitting there trying to get one wing off at a time. So we're just gonna start loading up. Just grab a handful and start loading. Don't get them too close. You wanna have a little bit of space in between. That way they get some airflow around them. Get that skin nice and crispy. And on the Traeger especially, you want to kind of stay away from the back and front edges. That way you don't get burnt. That's where the heat's coming up. So we're just going to stay kind of about 1 inch, 2 inches from the front and back and just keep loading them up. So we're going to open this grill up. These wings, what I'm looking for to finish temp on my wing is about, I like it to be between 195, 200. These guys 197, 198, that's perfect. And when we go back inside, we'll start talking a little bit more about why I do it this way as we sauce these guys. But we're gonna pull these, get inside, and get them ready to sauce. All right, so we've got these wings inside. The reason I like to take them up to a little higher temp, technically chicken, any kind of poultry is safe to eat at 165 degrees. I really like to take the wings, the legs, the thighs up a lot higher. There's a lot more fat in them, there's a lot more connective tissue. So the higher the finish temp, the more tender. It's not going to be as rubbery. It's going to be nice, still moist because there's plenty of moisture in there. So we pulled these guys at 195. Now we're just going to put a little bit of this sauce that we heated up earlier and just kind of pour out a little bit. You don't want to put too much. You don't want to drown them. Make all that skin soggy that we've been working on. So now we're just gonna take some tongs, toss those around. We lost one, but that's okay. He's already got some sauce on it. All right, now we're just gonna turn these out. We're ready to try one. Great pile of wings, lots of flavor, a little bit of heat from that hot sauce. We'll take this guy here and try that. That's the one we dropped. Great flavor, lots of smoke. Skin's not rubbery, which is what I'm looking for. Good wing. So go ahead and give them a shot. Use any kind of rub you like. Use your favorite sauce. There's lots of ways to do this. Try them without any sauce. I like them dry. So this is just a great way to do it. Try it out, enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.